Hey everybody, I am back. I told you I was coming back with part two, and I think we're going to do three parts to this because I wanted to give it to you in bite-sized pieces, and I want you to get the information, the reasons your business can't make money. Now, as I mentioned in the first video, if you missed it, please go back and see that video because it has some great nuggets, and I spoke on some things that I won't speak on in this video. Now, the reason what I said was it was so easier during the 2020 during the pandemic era to make money. You find so many people said that they make, so many millions of dollars. Yes, during the pandemic. Yes, they made it during that time because their money was on average a week. Unemployment was for people that never really made that money on their job, 9 to 5. People were making, getting $600-700 a week, just and then the let's not talk about the stimulus packages and all of the PPP loan money that a lot of folks got that shouldn't have gotten. Where I know I'm talking to you. You weren't in that situation. I understand that you weren't there, but during those times it was so much easier. It was so much easier to get out here and grow a business, start a business, and you didn't have to do much. The algorithm was different. You didn't have to do much marketing in a sense where you did have to do marketing, but people were looking for you more so than you're now looking for them. So things have really, really changed, and you got to really, really give good customer service. You got to really, really get out here and let people know you exist. You got to really attract your audience in a way that you never had to do before, and then like I said, just be a person of integrity and walking into your gifting. And you got to be good at what you do. You have to be. If you're not, you need to hire somebody that is good, and that's a whole nother conversation for another day, because there is a science to that, and there are steps and strategies and a blueprint to make that happen, but it can be done. So don't think that you got to know whatever business you start, you got to be the expert in it. There's a lot of businesses out here that you don't see the CEO working in the businesses. They've hired the staff and they've hired the people to do what need to be done, right? Okay. So now with this part two, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to finish talking about some of these things, and the next set of things that we're going to talk about, another couple of them, and then the third video will be the final video. Okay, this is going to be ineffective marketing strategies. Now, okay, I know a lot of you, marketing is a foreign language. Marketing is a foreign entity. Marketing is a foreign skill set. Marketing is a foreign task, but it is the most important thing that you can do in your business if you say you want to start a business. Like I mentioned in video one, you have to target. You have to do the things that you don't want to do in your business. You have to research. That is so boring. That is unsexy. People don't see you because a lot of us, we want to be seen when we're out here in our business, meaning we want everybody to just see the glam, see the numbers. I made this. Oh, look what my Stripe made. Look what my PayPal made. And they're showing you numbers. Some of them are showing you real numbers, and that's another story. Some of them are not. So don't get, the Lamborghinis and the nice expensive cars and all of this, the houses. Some of them are Airbnb. They fooled you. You've been bamboozled. So don't think that what you seeing is all real. Okay. Some of the ones that are showing you the same things that got you to spend money with them during 2020 and a couple of years after that. Oh, wow. I've never seen so many people wanted to start a business in 2020 than in any other time ever before. And that was because they felt like it was easy to do it. Easy, easy. Okay. We gravitate to easy, but only the real ones will stand the test of time. And this is a great time to start a business when so many in the Great Depression, so many businesses were started. Now, in 2008, when the market crashed and everything happened and it changed the housing market, every businesses were starting then right up under your nose, and you probably just didn't understand it and see it because you was dealing with your own struggles and your own battles. But back to marketing is the number one key. And we're going to talk about a few things that you shouldn't do. One of the problems is ineffective marketing. Because we're going to talk about what you should not do, the mistakes that you don't need to even think about making. Okay. And once you do these, once again, you will make the money in your business that you're supposed to make, because you would have done the things that you need to do in order to be successful. Now, if you want to get the grassroots of just, the structure of the business, this is not the conversation for that. But this is a little bit more getting you to thinking, getting your mindset together to saying, okay, well, if I'm going to be in this business and I'm going to do this thing, then I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do what it takes, and I'm going to apply these things that we're going to talk about today. Now, having a weak or outdated way of having your presence, like a landing page or a website or something that's going to be housed, that if you're meeting a potential client, you can say, okay, go check out my website, or give them, say, hey, text me this number here, or text it and find out how they can get in touch with you for your business is concerned. That is one way. And a lot of the softwares now are set up that it won't be hard for you to do that, but you just got to get it together, meaning you got to coherently put your business information in a coherent way, having your pricing and having the information, the where people want to connect with you and they do business with you, and then having a way that they can in the future get more from you, meaning if they're not going to do business at the very moment immediately, they need to know, like, and trust you, meaning you need to educate them. You need to give them information on what you're talking about. Like I'm doing here now, I'm educating you on why it's so important for you, or how you can make money in your business, and the mistakes that you need to make, and the mistakes that you don't, the mistake that you don't need to make in order to be able to make money in your business. So you got to get that into perspective. And this is a part of marketing. Okay. It's not about the logo, the brand colors. I work with so many clients that thinking the logo and the color scheme is so important, and they'll want to spend 2 weeks and they'll be back and forth. Oh, I don't like that, back and forth. The most simple logo, the most effective logo is the most simplest piece of thing that you can ever have. That's, I know you want to be unique, and you want your creativity to stand out. Yeah, that's okay. But it's not the main important thing when it comes down to you being a success in your business. Nah, please get that out of your mind, get that out of your head. The main thing you need to be working about is getting this attention for your business and being effective and doing things that's going to bring you repeat clients and adding more services to grow your business. These are the things that's going to grow your business. Down the next thing is with your own poor online presence. This is what we're talking about now. This is one of the mistakes, is a poor online presence. Now, I know a lot of you on social media. Social media is what it is. It's, yes, to be sociable, but you also have a component in a way that you can promote your businesses on these platforms. So if I were you, and if I'm thinking about business, and if I want to grow my business, I will take it a little bit more serious on these platforms. Yes, I would. Okay. Now, low engagement on social media. Now, let's face it, a lot of you thinking post, and getting people's attention with all this crazy stuff that you do sometimes. Yes, it may get you attention, but is it going to get the attention to you that someone is going to give you their money? Someone is going to say, hey, release their funds to you because you're on here making them laugh or giving them the attention that they need. I'm not saying you got to always be tight lips or whatever. Just, I'm not saying that. But sometimes you got to determine what kind of content you're going to put out, when you're going to put it out, and is it going to be something that's going to be complementary with your brand? Okay, that's important. Now, and then also being effective with the search engine optimization component. That means your SEO. You hear that all the time, and a lot of the platforms and a lot of these social media platforms that you're connected to, they are connected to your SEO. Plugging in your pixels and doing this and doing that. And pixels is another conversation. That's when you add, you're running ads, and if you don't, you can grow your business organically sometimes without running ads. But there'll come a point in time in your business at a certain event, you're going to want to run that traffic. You're going to want to run an ad. You're going to want to grow your business that way. And connecting with learning this right here and connecting and partnering with other people on their platform, that can help your SEO too. This is a science to all of this, and strategies and to all of this. It gets a little deeper than this, but that's why if you need my services, reach me, Biz Strategist Sandy. If you want to stay connected and knowing when I'm going live, text Push to Dream to 833-247-6465. I'm going to plug that in right now as we are talking about the online presence of marketing. Okay. Now, another ineffective marketing strategies that you don't want to make the mistakes with is the inconsistency of branding. Okay. Lacking a brand identity. Every time somebody should go a certain place, they should have you in mind. Look at all of the platforms, and we know Facebook. We have Facebook in mind. We know Apple. We know Google. Whenever we see certain branding things from them, it can always mean, okay, we know them. And then your business, you should want people to know your brand enough that you say, no, that is not them. Even if you have some negative things that go on in your business or go on and happen to you later in your business, your particular branding should be so strong that people will say, no, I know that's not them. That's got to be a mistake. And they can get mad. You ever seen this when we can take your former president, okay? We ain't calling his name, but you know what I'm talking about. His brand is so solid to him that if you buck against him, if you say anything negative, the trolls will eat you alive on social media. Now, I know this is kind of like on the next level. Some of them, they rode the short bus and in between and all that. But, the point is that he's branded himself so well with his people that they would take up from him. And I know you're not going to be in business doing any kind of crazy, ruthless things and having people to defend you in your wrongdoing. I'm not saying that, but you get the point. I'm just trying to, just give you a little point here. Maybe not a great example, but it's an example that I'm sure all of us have seen. Okay. Alrighty. Now, another mistake you shouldn't do is being inconsistent with your message. Now, I know certain platforms require certain things in your marketing channels, but you need to be consistent with your message that you're going to convey to your business, through your product and your services. Okay. Don't just say, don't convey you're for this and then you over here you're talking about this, or either being on platforms that you people say, well, whose side are they on? Now, what do they really stand for? If you tell them you advocate for safe environment, and then you over here partnering with someone that's doing something contrary to what you position your business or your audience to believe that you are, don't do that. Don't be inconsistent with your message. And that's why you have to be careful who you connect with in business. That's a real thing, people. That is so real. You don't want to just partner and connect with anybody that's out here, because yes, you will tarnish your brand. That is a part of your brand. Be careful. And I know it's, you're not trying to be mean or ugly, but you need to be careful. Okay. All right. And then also building a brand that the mistake is, don't build a brand that people can't trust. And this is a part of what I'm saying, the loyalty of your brand, being loyal to your people, having a system or having customer service set in place that if something goes wrong with something that they purchased from you, honor it. Have a policy set in place. If you have a team working with you, standard of operating procedures should be in order anyway, but definitely you need them for that. So everybody can be on the same page. Don't let somebody come in your company. And then also I heard this lady say one time about her company, she had someone on there that the girl was just nasty to everybody, would call in or whatever, and she had to get rid of her, but she had kind of tarnished her brand a little bit. So you don't want anybody on your team with that kind or that type of attitude. Now, another thing, what can mess with your marketing strategies is you don't have a budget for your ads. You don't have a budget for advertising. You want to at least have that set in place. Don't every dollar come in your business. Don't think that it's for you to just go out and spend and not reinvest in your business. I know starting out is going to be a little bit different for you, but here again, once you start doing extremely well, and you will do well in your business if you do some of these things that I mentioned to you, you won't have a problem. Be consistent in going back and getting and looking to get advertisement, that paid advertisement, and having that set down, having that budget, and making sure that you are advertising and you are doing some things that's going to require you are doing the things that's going to require you to grow your business. Okay. All righty. All right. Okay. And then also knowing what you can do in business and knowing what you can't do. Don't go and look at these competitors that have have these big, large businesses, and look at how they're spending money on their ads. Then no, this is when you need to come up with different ways or creative ways that you can reach the people, and it can be more economical for you to do and grow your business, because there are plenty of ways that you can do that, in your business. You definitely can grow it without just trying to follow something somebody else is doing in their business and you don't even know what they have. Like, for a lot of times, a lot of you think that, okay, you can drop something like Beyonce and it's gonna fly like hers. Remember, Beyonce is an audience. She's been in the industry for a while, and they know her above and a lot of these other platforms, they have big budgets, marketing budgets, and then sometimes they can just drop something and within 5 minutes they've almost have 1 million likes or views or whatever. And especially when you're working with social media, you have to continue to get yourself out there and stop being down on yourself because you don't have these thousands and thousands of views or hundreds of views and things like that. Hey, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. You keep growing, you keep doing the things that's going to make you and help you in those areas where you need to grow. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. Remember that. Continue to do what you need to do to help your business grow. Now, the next thing is, this is our biggie. One of the other things that's a mistake in when you're growing your business is going to be poor management of your money. Poor management in your money. And a lot of times the reason why we would do this, you know why? Because you haven't thoroughly planned your business out. You haven't thoroughly planned that business out. I know we want to skip over the plan. Some folks told you, I don't need a business plan. Well, a lot of you do need a business plan. They may not have needed a business plan because it might be just second nature that is in their head. Here again, don't go by your competition. The basic things when it comes down to developing a good business, from grassroots to fruition to launching to successful to profitability, is proper planning. Okay, now I'm preached enough. Let me go on and talk about this a little bit. Okay, what can happen? You can overestimate a lot of things in your business by just using this right here and not having it written down. And you underestimate a lot of your costs. You'll underestimate your monthly costs. You'll underestimate your break-even analysis. You'll underestimate, how much cash flow you can make, and then your cash flow is inconsistent. You're not coming out with a plan and da 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 da. Because when you are doing all of the proper things, listen well. If you are doing all of these proper things that I just mentioned to you, you will definitely, it'll spark some light bulbs for some other things, and then you'll be coming up with marketing ideas, and you'll be coming up with more ideas, and then you'll be thinking about this, you'll be connecting with that, and and then everything will go so well. But if you are not sitting down planning that thing out, when I be working on my clients, let me tell you, I keep a folder on all. Outside of the computer, I keep a folder, and I work. I put the passwords in. Everything we're creating, the business plan stuff. Got sheets. Whatever we working with, I got it. Okay, I do this, and it helps. I do this with even ideas that I'm working on for things for me, but definitely when I'm working one-on-one with my clients. And I have one-on-one clients that they just kind of, okay, they just whoosh, give it to me, but they pay handsomely now. But they just give it to me and let me work it out for them. But my point is, I'm telling you, it clears the way, it clears the cobwebs, it clears the air, it clears your revenue flowing, it clears your goal setting, it clears your cash flow to just flow. Everything is gonna happen in due time, but it clarifies that. It helps you get clear. And a lot of you are not making the money in your business because you're not clear. That's why you're not clear. Get clear, and you'll say, man, I should have done this a long time ago. Yes. Okay. Now, the next thing with this poor financial management section that we're talking about. Woo, guess what? Mismanaging expenses. You have uncontrollable spending. And now, if you've done everything up until now right that I've told you to do, then you come in, you start, cash flow start coming in a little bit, start coming in and start coming in a little bit more, and it start coming in. And guess what happens? You are not used to seeing that amount of money. You are not used to seeing the success that you have, and you're going to mess it up. Uncontrollable spending. You're just going to be, because it's like, darn, I need to buy some of these things I never had before. Then even in business, you may start buying things that your business don't even need, but because somebody else told you, oh, this is what I do. This is what I use. Oh, well, I got the money. Let me go ahead and get it. And you uncontrollable, you may not even need that. But if you'd have been planning, and if you'd have been researching, and you'd have been getting yourself together in your own stuff or your own business, all of that wouldn't even happen, because you will be so laser focused and in tune to what you're doing. No matter what kind of business you have, this is going to apply with it. Whether someone, you see something you want to do with charity. Oh my goodness. Oh God. And I got the money in my account and I just want to do, but you may not be able to give on that level yet, especially in business. You should go by percentages instead of the dollar amount. Allocating different percentages in your business, having different accounts, making sure you're prepared for pay the IRS, making sure that you have an account for operating expenses, buying inventory, taxes, just putting so much a percentage of the money aside when you make it, especially for tax purposes. You may get a refund at the end of the year, but you better believe you shouldn't touch that money, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to get into a mess up with the IRS. And then I've heard so many business owners talk, they talk about this, that they had to pay the IRS like thousands, some of them millions of dollars. Seriously. So you want to be in control, and you don't want to mismanage any of the funds. And I know it may sounds good to you, but if you in business, Uncle Sam got to get theirs. He got to get his. Just like y'all know, FinCEN, I talked about that. That's a new thing now. When you form an LLC, you got to, the federal agencies now want to know who all are starting businesses now. You got to register. And if you don't register with a new business within I think it's within 2 weeks, I think it is. And then if you've already had one before the beginning of this year, 2024, you got it up until next year of January in order to be able to do it. So look into that. I got a video. I can't remember when I did. I think I did it the first of the year. It should be somewhere in my timeline or for my videos. Please look at that and make sure that you know about that as well. Now, and also, another mistake of your expenses is that insufficiency in operating your operating process. How are you going to, how's your business going to meet demand? Do you have enough? Like if you sell products, do you have enough to first of all, do you have enough to run the business like you want to? Do you have enough if you have employees? Do you have enough to pay them? How have you sit down and structured this thing? You got to start. You can't mismanage anything when it comes to business. You got to be more detailed than ever before. And if you're not detailed, you better get detailed, okay? If you want to stay in business. And I do believe this is one of the reasons why businesses go out. A lot of businesses go out of business because they're not doing these things properly. They're not doing what they need to do. I've been doing my coaching thing basically ever since 2006, really. But really, I got more of a full time in it back into 2015, 2016, to be honest with you. And I've definitely, none of this stuff I'm telling you, I could not skip any of it and be okay in my business. Not one piece of it. None. Okay. So you got a lifestyle change. It's some things you just won't be able to do, and you shouldn't want to do them. If you want a business, you should want to nurture your business, and don't have to spend half the day or half of you're in the midst out of so many things. If you are proficient and you are focused and you just don't waste time and you go ahead and get things done and you just do the main thing, make the main thing the main thing, and do the thing that needs to be done, you will be okay. Just a mindset, people. Okay. Now, the last one with this poor financial management that I want to discuss with you: lack of financial planning. Like I mentioned earlier, you don't have a budget, you don't have a clue, and you don't have any financial goals. It's so important, even when you're running ad or even when you're talking to people and you're using your social media platforms, or if you're advertising, or if you got something you're promoting, you want to know your goals, your financial goals. You want to have a clear budget. You want to know, okay, what can I do to make this happen? And how much can I be okay with? All of this has to be a part of your psyche now. All of it. And then you're not even tracking your performance. Even with my videos, a lot of times, not a lot of times, I track and see what was my viewership. I track. It's called cost per click. A lot of times when you're running ads, you got to use the cost per, find out, okay, what it's going to cost me. There's formulas for that. There's formulas for that. And then also, if you're promoting something, okay, well, how was my viewership? What was it? What was it like? Oh, I just should. Yes, you need to know and track all of your performance with your with your finance performance. Okay, a lot of you in business, you ought to be able to decipher and tell, what did I make on what it is May 14th, 2024, 2023, in 2022, 2021, 2020. You should be tracking all of that. If you're just starting out, you need to start tracking that. You need to know that. You need to have everything tracked from quarter to quarter, really. But once you do it every 90 days, every 3 months, and then you need it for IRS purposes as well. Make sure that you do that. And then also, your poor decision making will come from that lack of financial planning. Poor decision making, because you don't have accurate financial information. How can you make a decision when you don't have a clue of your financial information? It won't happen, Cap. It just won't happen. So I think this is, I think this is so important. Okay. And then I'm gonna do one more, and this is gonna be it for this one, and then everything else will be in part three. The few others that I want to mention, they'll be in part three. Now, the last one is, we kind of touched on it a few minutes ago, is inefficient operations, operating your business, operations. Say operations, 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 operations. Now, okay, let's say if you have products, physical products, let's use this as an example. If you have products in your business, you should be planning on how, you don't want to be understocked and you don't want to be overstocked. That means you should be monitoring and coming up with what. And I get it. Like if you have a herbal business or a business that's going to require you to kind of like infuse some items and, fuse some herbs. And just like with my beauty product line, I have to infuse some things for a few months and things like that. But then you all want to know how much you want to stay inventory. You want to know how much you want to sell, just like any other thing. Find out what the competitors, how much are people buying of the particular product. You don't want to overstock and you don't want to understock. So you got to come find out where you can come in the medium. You definitely do. And it's going to be good that you do that. It's not, some people think it look good to say, oh, we're out of stock. Oh, we sold so much that we're out of stock. They're gonna go somewhere else and find it. What you do when you trying to find something in the person that you normally get it from, they don't have it. You try to find it anywhere you can. You ain't saying, oh shoot, I ain't waiting on them. It ain't the lawyer to them, it's the lawyer to the product for the most part. And you know it. Yeah. And finding out, don't do this, how much your inventory is going to cost you for even having it as inventory. Meaning, is it going to cost you storage space? Is it going to cost you, if you got to sell this by a certain amount of time, or is irrelevant or is no good, like holiday seasonal things and stuff like that? You want to know how much this is going to generate you, how you going to, you can, sometimes you can determine how much you would sell of something. It's not a mystery all the time. Meaning a mystery like, oh goodness, things did better than we thought we was gonna do. No, not always. And knowing where you're getting the product from or the raw material to make the product, knowing something more about that supply chain, so where you can gaze and plan and say, instead of goal, say, okay, well, let me see, will they be able to, if I continue to compete and this is a good product that I'm selling and I'm carrying, will I be able to continue to keep this going for a little while? Or finding 3 or 4 vendors that's going to be able to supply you with the same product. Don't be loyal to one person. Don't be loyal to one vendor. Don't do that. Okay, no, don't ever do that. And then also, this ineffectiveness in operations, a lot of you can't operate extremely well because you don't have the software and you don't have the tools. I have a survivor tool, whether it's a toolkit that can help you, say, run your business. It doesn't matter whether you having a brick and mortar or you having a digital business. These tools that I've shared with you, those are basic tools that all of you going to need at some capacity. Some of you are so stuck on certain things, but some of the software don't give you everything packaged. Sometimes you can't get every little thing packaged up in one, but a lot of the products that I've researched and I've found and I've used, a lot of them are multi-faceted, and it can give me a little bundle where I don't have to buy every product, every little toolkit, do little software there, every little software there, every little software there. No, that is not the case. So getting that information and adapting to the right ones to help your business be efficient, and you're not having to be there all the time. Get some things on automation, like the emails and email responders and setting up your funnels. All that stuff can be on autopilot. You can sell on autopilot. Yes, you can. You sure can. Okay, and then also using things that are outdated sometimes, knowing what's out there. You always got to be in a space and constantly learning of new tools to use, systems, technologies, and things like that. Sometimes it's going to require you to get out of the little comfort zone that you're in and make it. You can't be like these senior citizens out here. They barely like to use technology. But see, they comfortable where they are because they got the little retirement and hey, they see no need to try to make any more. But that can't be you. That can't be you as a business owner. That just can't be you. Okay? Now, and um this one here too for your operations, your employees or your team or whomever, they're not they're not trained on your processes of doing things. That's an operation problem. That's an inefficient operation problem. Whatever business you have, and if you have a team, if you have employees, if you have part times, whatever, you all need to be on the same entire page, not halfway there, the same page. Coming up with a way that y'all meet, whether y'all meet twice a week and continuously helping them grow, and then like learning, they need to learn new technologies, they need to know what's going on in your business. We're not talking small here where you're going to always be a one-man show. We're talking about help, seriously help, and whether it's be technologies that they already know on their own and you have no clue about, well then let them exercise their skill set and their talent and their gifts and let them help you make it through. You don't have to be the one that knowing everything. Okay, that's your inefficiency in operation, and it will it will cause you a lot of money. You will lose a lot of money that way. Okay, we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to do that. No, no, no. Now the last one is we don't want to have time wasters in our midst. We don't want to be time wasters, and we don't want anybody to waste our time, because time wasters get is costing you too. You can be the time waster. Stop doing unnecessarily task. Redundancy is a no too. If you need someone to do something that can free you up to do the most higher value skill or task or whatever, hire somebody to do it and let them do it and stay in your lane, and they let them continue to operate in theirs. You know, and then another thing is time wasters. Don't waste so much time with frivolous things. Here again, it goes back to planning. Have that itinerary together, just on a basic. It's I'm telling you, so many to calendars and just I remember time. What's it called? Timeline or something like that. They used to always have these little, I used to love these little calendars and had written in. I mean, we can get them now because I have some now that I just kind of print out myself now, but you don't need them as much. It was such an organized fashion. It had every minute, every hour, just the days of the week. And you can just map out your time, map that thing out, people, and stop wasting time. Just like now, I guess, I even send out reminders, even some of my, I will work with some of my friends on some little smaller business tasks and things like that too with them. And I remind them, okay, see you at such and such time, because I'm letting you know I don't be late. I have some people that I interact with, let me tell you, they got an excuse every time they have a meeting with me. Stop doing that. Every meeting ain't no excusable meeting. I mean, I know sometimes things can happen, but that is just something, because really, you being late or you're not doing something on time, just think about it. That can throw you off. That can mess you up. If you are one of the ones that's won a government contract, if you miss a deadline, you screwed. You just can forget it and go on to the next thing or the next project, because you would have lost the opportunity to get that contract. That's just how serious time management is and lacking, your processes being poor. See, I'm trying to help y'all get to the next level in any area you want to work in, whether it's going to be with contracts, whether it's going to be being better in your business. This thing is going to be important. All of this stuff is important. There's no way around it. Whether you're writing a book, whether you're doing ministry, whether you're going to start an enterprise, whether you're going to start a food truck, whether you go, whatever you want to start a school, you want whatever it is. I'm telling you, you will set yourself apart from anyone out here running businesses if you do this. Because you know what? A lot of folks don't do this stuff. I know it. I see it. I'm in the midst of it all the time. And I'm just taking notes saying, okay, I won't do business with them. Not personally anyway. And then I'm saying, okay, I'm going to see how far that get them. Because I'm not the one to just knock on somebody's door and tell them what they're doing wrong, in a sense now. I mean, I love certain people, I will, but I'm not going to do that with everyone because that's not my place. They ain't paying me for that. They're not paying me to help them in the inefficient area. Okay. It means a lot in business. So, but anyway, that's all for part 2. And part 3 is we're going to continue on with this. And you don't miss any of these parts now, because it got some good stuff here and it's going to help. It really is going to help you to say, man, I can make this money now. All right. Well, this one went a little longer. This was with a little longer than the other one. So anyway, I see y'all in part 3. And I'm so glad that you are taking notes and taking this in. Okay. All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.